One of the best ways that you can help your band prepare for your rehearsal is to provide them with a reference MP3 that closely resembles the way that you'll actually perform the song on Sunday. But you can take things one step further by providing an edited MP3 that actually matches the exact roadmap and arrangement for the song, the way that you're going to do it. Here's a few tips on how you can create some great sounding MP3s that are edited quickly and easily. Hi, I'm Dave Dolphin at practicalworshipblog.com, sharing ideas, tips, and practical advice for the everyday worship leader. And on this channel, we share weekly videos that help you lead a worship band and be a leader of people. So if you haven't already, consider subscribing to the channel so you don't miss the next video. I think it's important to find a version of the song, a reference MP3 that most closely resembles how you're actually going to play that song on Sunday. The Hillsong version is drastically different than the Shane and Shane version. So providing a good reference MP3 is going to make sure that everyone's on the same page in terms of the parts that they're playing. But I also like to edit the MP3 so that it matches the exact order, that exact arrangement of how we're going to do that song. For example, some of these Bethel songs are 8 or 10 minutes long, but we're probably going to do some sort of a 5-minute version. And so I'm going to edit the MP3 to match the order that I'm thinking. Sometimes we might shorten the intro, or we might remove a guitar solo, or we might do the bridge 2 times instead of just 1 time. So this edited MP3 gives everyone a chance to get used to the arrangement and be that much more prepared for rehearsal. And making these edits is actually a lot easier than you might think. Now, I use GarageBand to make my edits, but honestly, any DAW is going to work, whether that's Logic or Reaper or Pro Tools or Cubase. Anything that has tempo as a part of its foundation and the ability to put markers at certain measures is going to work. Let me take over to the computer and I'll show you. So first step, I want to make an edit of the song Love So Great from Hillsong. Before I drag it in though, I want to know the tempo of this song. I want to set this before I drag that in. Now there's a couple ways to do this. One, I could just use an app on my phone like a metronome and tap it and do some trial and error and I can figure it out. But a neat little trick that I have done is I go to the website multitracks.com. Now this is a website where you can purchase stems of songs that you can use in your services, but because they have the master files, because they have the stems and they have the Ableton files, they already know what the tempo is. This song is 94 beats per minute. So knowing that, I go back over here to GarageBand and I set that for 94. I know the song is in the key of B. This part doesn't matter. This is just for my OCD. Nothing about this editing process has to do with the key, but my brain just can't stare at this saying the key of C when I know the song's in the key of B. Okay, so I'm now going to drag in the MP3 of Love So Great by Hillsong. Drag that in. Close this up. Now I got this. Okay, so it's not quite on the beat, so it rarely ever is. Now I want to make sure that my snap to guide is off for at least this portion of it, because I just want to fluidly move this where that drum, and I'm looking for drum hits. Drum hits are a great way to line things up. Don't try to do it in a section where it's just like a piano or singing or a pad. Find where the drums are huge. It doesn't even need to be the beginning of the song. It can actually be somewhere else down the road if you want to do it right here. That's actually pretty close. And it doesn't have to be spot on because we're not going to play to this. I just need to be able to make really clean edits. So now that we have it lined up on our grid, we're going to turn our snap to guide back on because we want to make sure that when we make those cuts, they're right on the beat. So what I want to do with this song is this song does the bridge twice. And I don't want to do that. I want to do the bridge here, and then I want a chorus, and I want out. So here's the first time it does the bridge. Here's the second time it does the bridge. So there's a chorus starting somewhere in here. And I want to go ahead and I want to split this right here, right at the top of that chorus. Now I need to find the other one. That's not it. Make an edit. Right on the beat. I don't need that section anymore. And here's my edit. Super clean. One thing I have noticed is that sometimes like there might be a crash cymbal or some kind of like maybe cymbal roll or something that when you do this edit right on the downbeat, it can sound a little jarring. A trick you can do with that. This one actually sounds pretty good, but if it sounds a little jarring, you don't actually have to edit on the beginning of the measure. You can actually do it on a snare drum. So snare drums right here. Snare drums are a great place to do edits, better than kick drums, I think. And now I bounce that out and my edit is ready to go for that song. My second example is the song What a Beautiful Name, also by Hillsong. And what I want to do is there's that little piano section that sets up the bridge right here. But I only want to go 4 bars and then I want the singing to start. So death could not hold you. So I want to edit right here because that's the kind of the beginning of that section. We can clean it up later. Okay, so that's where that little section starts. Drag it over. Now, so we're missing some of the words. Now that still sounds really jarring. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to make a new track, again making sure it's stereo. And we're going to drag this section over here. And we're going to use some crossfades. So I'm going to drag this over here and maybe bring a little bit of this in. I'm going to turn my automation on. When it comes to crossfades, one of the things that I have found is that fading out I do slowly and fading in I do quickly. So it doesn't have to be a complete X. In fact, I would argue against doing just an X where it's just 50-50, trading one for the other. I'm going to fade this section out slowly. And then this section, this is where the words start. So I want to make sure I'm in full by the words. Let's do this. And just to clean it up, I need to make sure that this starts at 0. So what do we got? Nope. So this needs to actually come up like this. No, I still don't like it. I want that to be super quick, which means this probably needs to happen about there. Yeah, I can live with that. So I'm fading in right before the words are in. The reason why that edit was super jarring is that there was some building that was going on in the section that I took out. So at the very beginning of the first bars, there wasn't a lot of instrumentation and pads and sounds and all those dynamics. And then at the place we're cutting into, there was. So I'm going to do a quick fade in. And then once I'm fading in, I actually notice that I actually don't start fading out the original until after I'm full in. So actually for just a split second, we got both pieces in at full, which is fine. Third example is from Passion, Glorious Day. There's actually 2 edits that I've already done that I want to show you what I did. One of them is that little instrumental section that happens before the bridge. I want to go straight from that interlude, the big interlude, into the singing of the bridge. Final edit sounds like this. Now, what's supposed to happen there, if I mute this and I kill this. This is my story. So I cut all that. So obviously right here he starts talking, so I have to be out. I have to fade out before he starts talking. And again, we have a situation where I am fading in quickly and I'm fading out slowly, and I'm actually starting that fade right when I'm full with the new one. That's super clean. The other one is the extra bar where the little drum fill is. Normally what does it do? If I do this, turn that off, it's got that extra bar in it. So if I kill this, it's got that extra bar. I don't want that, so I just want to move this over one bar. So we have the drum fill happen a bar early just to kind of keep that energy up. Because it's drums, because there's these massive hits right here, if I just solo this out, starts right in with the drums. Anytime there's drums like that, you're going to want those. Those are great edit points. Drums are always good edit points, and there's no need to really fade on that. You're only going to fade when it's, you know, the drums are out or it's the middle of, in between maybe a kick and a snare hit. So I don't have any kind of a fade. It slams you in the face. And then in this particular case, because he talks, I have to fade out pretty quickly. But again, the drums are so strong dynamically that I don't need to do a soft fade out of this. For more videos just like this one, consider subscribing to the channel. That way you're notified when new videos are out. And for more advice from me personally, there's a small little ebook called 20 Things I Wish I Knew 20 Years Ago. It's the advice that I've learned over the last 20 years of doing music ministry, and you can download it right now for free at practicalworshipblog.com.